everyone, welcome back. You know we love digging into ingenious ideas, and today, well, we're taking that with a grain of salt, maybe a whole shaker.
Oh, this is going to be good. What do we got?
We're diving deep into Reddit's unnecessary inventions, where creativity meets, well, unnecessary is right there in the name.
Right. Those inventions that are more likely to make you laugh than, like, change your life, right?
Exactly. So buckle up, get ready for a wild ride through the minds of inventors who, well, they think differently. Let's just say that. Ready to explore the wonderfully weird.
Absolutely. I'm all in. It's actually fascinating, right? How the human mind comes up with solutions for problems that don't even exist.
It really is. Like, what makes someone go, the world needs this? But for something, gestures vaguely. And speaking of, this first one's a gem. Jotargos.
Jortargos. Okay, got to hear this.
Right. So someone claims to have invented the term, you guessed it, jorts plus cargo pants, even trying to, trademark it so their friend doesn't steal the glory.
The entrepreneurial spirit is strong with this one, even if the invention is, shall we say, more amusing than practical.
You're being generous. But it makes you think fashion has these mashups all the time. Some work, some don't. Why do some stick, others vanish?
Right. It's fickle, that's for sure. Speaking of unexpected combos, though, this next one, I gotta admit, it's out there. Edible snail shells.
Okay, that got my attention too. Edible snail shells.
Yeah, the user wants that crunch, like Shrek-level auditory experience when they chow down, apparently.
I mean, I get the texture thing, maybe, but imagine, the food science hurdles.
Yeah.
And would people even want that? Escargot's one thing, but...
Right, huge cultural factor there. And think about it. Would we end up with a snail shell shortage? Okay, maybe too far, but still. Even silly inventions. Got to think about the domino effect.
Domino effect, exactly. And speaking of which, this next one's a doozy. Brace yourselves. AI-controlled torpedoes on the seabed.
Okay, hold up. What now?
Yeah, programmed to, target ships based on sound, location, the whole shebang.
Yep.
Straight out of sci-fi, right? Seriously. But, I mean, the implications are huge, right? Autonomous weapons, international law, what could possibly go wrong? It's a lot to unpack. Ethically, strategically, the whole 9 yards.
It's heavy stuff. And it makes you think, just because we can invent something, should we? But let's lighten the mood a bit, shall we? This next one's more whimsical.
Please, hit me with it. After those torpedoes, I need whimsical.
Okay, get this. A robotic arm attached to a hat to deliver snacks to your mouth.
You're joking.
Nope. 100% real invention submission. Makes you wonder, at what point does convenience become, well, excessive? I mean, are we really that opposed to reaching for a chip?
It's a slippery slope, right? You start with snack box, who knows where you end up. But you know what this reminds me of? That peelable dinnerware we saw.
Peelable dinnerware. Oh, you mean those single-use plates and bowls you just, peel apart and toss?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not sure convenience outweighs the whole environmental impact thing there.
Right. Feels like a solution to a non-problem, if you ask me. Is washing dishes really that bad? I guess some inventor thinks so. And speaking of head-scratchers, you ready for 2 more? I present the fart watch and the tape measure wristwatch.
You're making those up. No way those are real.
Oh, they're real, and they're spectacular. And that, my friend, is just the tip of the iceberg.
Seriously, the creativity is amazing.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, where's the line?
Yeah.
Unnecessary versus clever.
Right. It's like one person's pointless gadget is another's aha moment. Perspective, right.
Totally. And let's not forget, loads of huge inventions, people were skeptical at first.
Yeah.
Imagine if the airplane guys or, I don't know, computers, if they'd given up when folks left.
We'd be grounded, literally, still using typewriters, probably. Point being, open mind, even for the out there stuff. But going through all these, I noticed some themes popping up, a lot of it solving problems that don't really exist.
Oh, 100%. The peelable plates, the snack hat robot, even the Jotargos, kinda. It's filling a need that's, well, maybe not so needed.
So are we that lazy? Or is it more than laziness, we hate inconvenience so much we invent our way out of it?
Makes you think, what does that mean long term, right? But less philosophically for a sec, another theme, mashing up existing things in new ways. That wristwatch tape measure combo, bizarre but intriguing.
Right. Human nature, gotta tinker, see what happens, boundaries and all that. Sometimes it's Jotargos, sometimes. Who knows, right?
Exactly. Maybe that's the beauty of it, even the silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makes us look at the world differently, question things. Innovation isn't always a straight line, right?
Love that. It's like a mirror to our brains, all these wacky ideas showing what happens when we just let loose a little. It's like, what kind of world has room for both edible snail shells and self-driving spaceships? The human mind, man.
Right, but those snail shells, maybe that's the culinary revolution. Who knows? Or maybe it's just snails. Either way, it's fun to think about.
Totally. So as we wrap up this deep dive into, well, the unnecessary, I gotta ask, what really stood out to you? The weirdness factor, or did anything make you actually think?
It's how these inventions, even the ones that'll never work, they kind of poke at what we think progress, even art is, right? Like, not everything's got to be life or death serious. Sometimes it's just playing with ideas.
And that's where the good stuff comes from sometimes, right? Like permission to be silly, then you stumble on the brilliant stuff.
Right. So next time we see some wacky invention, instead of just being like, nope, dumb, maybe we go, huh, interesting. What if there's a good idea hiding in there somewhere?
What if that becomes the solution to a problem we don't even know we have yet? It's kind of exciting, right?
For sure.
So, listeners, let's make a pact. Right here, right now. Embrace the weird. Question everything. You never know what crazy invention is gonna, well, maybe not change the world, but at least give us a good story to tell.
Or a good laugh. Those are important.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this wonderfully strange adventure into unnecessary inventions. Until next time, keep it curious out there.